Alright, hello guys, it is me, William H.J. Politishin,
And me, Super Mac Daddy.
and today we're having a debate on the winter concert at
The place.
the place. Yes. Now I wanted to start it off with I wasn't very impressed by the orchestra's performance.
So I definitely agree with this, right? They played one piece. It was quite lengthy in its length. However, I feel like it did not match the winter or Christmas holiday themes.
It was, and also they used colored lights on their bows. But the problem I have with this is that the colored lights were purple and green.
Yeah,
Now,
I feel like they were just like trying to show off. They didn't actually get in the holiday spirit, especially as the holidays are rapidly approaching. I feel like while the other groups, they all play like Christmas music or sang Christmas songs, right?
Yes.
Orchestras were like, yeah, we can play music. I think they did not prepare thoroughly, and I think because of that, they used the lights as like a crutch, like attempt to have spirit. But I don't think they were planning.
I got some insider information from an interview I had with the conductor.
Yep.
And he said that they changed their bow lights because they wanted to distance themselves from the festive theme, despite the fact that everybody else during that concert was festive themed, and also it's a festive themed concert.
It's true, and I understand that it's 2023, right? Progressive, not everyone's Christian anymore,
Yes.
right? But I believe that Christmas songs everyone knows Christmas songs.
Yes, I believe
Right.
Christmas has been disassociated from
Christianity, right? Like Santa Claus was not Christian, right? Christmas is a holiday. Sure, it's mostly celebrated by Christmas. However, right, it's not solely Christian. Like I feel like you don't have to be Christian to understand Christmas or Christmas songs.
Yes.
So when you have a holiday concert and you play Christmas music, like you can play Christmas music. You don't have to distance yourself from the themes, especially when you're coming up right on holiday break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. I believe that just the band and the choir had a much better performance.
I definitely would agree with this.
Although I will say that the choir felt a bit spotty at times. It didn't feel.
But I'm not sure, right? It's just the last concert. Did the choir reuse both of their songs or just the second one?
Did they have a second song?
I don't remember.
I don't think they did.
They remember the Magicals went, and then the theater went, and then the choir went back again.
Oh, that's right. They did have two songs.
Right.
There was one which was the Madrigals, and then there was the
second song.
Yes.
And the second song was reused.
The second one was just a medley of Christmas songs.
But they used that same medley last year. But I don't know if they used the first one too. Because if they're just recycling the same songs every year, I think they're not putting enough effort into it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, now the band does that. But the band gets an excuse, right?
Band
that's
has Sleigh Ride.
That's a classic, right? And while that is repeated every year, they have a second song that always rotates.
That's true, but I guess it's a lot to ask for singing guys. They had a concert practically the week before,
That is
just
true.
like Orchestra did.
That is true.
If Orchestra was is the reason Orchestra reused one of their songs from their winter concert, and the reason I feel like they did that is because it would be difficult to try and do all the songs, especially since it's Philharmonic, so all the songs are difficult.
Yeah.
It would be difficult to try and learn the songs for the actual concert, and then the other song for the Christmas concert specifically, which just seems like a lot to add
I do understand. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of work that they have to put in to learn that. But I feel like with proper planning, it could have been managed. Like I feel like you don't need something crazy. They could have had like an easy Christmas tune. Something like Band did, where
I remember a couple years ago I was playing when I was in middle school I played I think a Jingle Bells thing for a winter concert, and it wasn't hard, but it captured the theme. It doesn't need to be hard to capture the theme, the festivity of Christmas.
Exactly. It's true. The band, that besides Sarah, of course, we were these minor alterations.
Yes.
Right. We had 3 weeks to learn it, but we didn't spend much time on it. Right. We didn't have any individual lessons on it. We didn't have sectionals on that piece. All of that was mostly just like the students' ability. And I think the Philharmonic Orchestra is quite good. I think maybe if they learned an easier but still holiday Christmas song, I think they could have,
instead of just reusing their
instead of
song.
just reusing the song. And I think they could have done, just one long song, now what they did have going for them, right, is they got visuals, right? Band on the visuals. They had a lot of visuals.
Orchestra had a lot of visuals. Band was just straight up. Well, I feel like that's the difference between the orchestra and the band. The orchestra seems a lot more
public focused.
Yes, it's focused on the music, yes, but it's also focused on the
experience.
The experience of the orchestra concert. Well, band, it's a lot more formal.
Yeah.
I remember seeing there was this one guy who at the most recent orchestra concert who wore there were two guys actually. One wore a helmet and a crusader costume, and the other wore a Roman costume and a knight thing. And if you were to go to a band concert, you wouldn't see people dressing up like that.
Yeah.
You'd see people dressing up in formal attire. The conductor would be in formal attire with his conducting stick or whatever.
Baton. Yeah.
Baton, yes. But while orchestra is just a lot more informal.
That's true.
While I do think the orchestra, it's a different kind of appeal. Mm-hmm. They do have formal concerts. Like what I hear, the next concert is meant to be more formal than this one.
Is that the assessment, or is that just?
Yes, I think it's the assessment.
Okay.
But I think it's good that they have a break from the traditional aspect.
True, but orchestra, they really attract the public attention. Orchestra concerts are known, right? They put up posters,
yes.
Before they put up flyers. They sell, donuts. And they decorate Langley Hall. Whenever it's an orchestra concert, it's an orchestra concert,
yes.
right? Band concerts, you wouldn't even know if there's a band concert even the
yes,
day.
I can know that because I don't
band.
know. I don't know there's a band.
Exactly.
So I think the problem is that orchestra can attract other people that aren't, or just parents and siblings of the orchestra members.
Yeah.
While band, I feel like it's only the band members and their families and then their friends.
Yeah.
I do think them being free is a good way to attract.
Yep.
Purchasing seats would be
a little outrageous.
Yeah.
Especially, we're not exactly a high society establishment or anything, so.
Yes.
It's completely understandable. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. We should move on. We should change topics. We should talk about next.
So, I was hearing about. Here's a discussion we can have.
Yeah.
Is the color guard gay?
Okay.
So let me explain it.
Right.
If you were to join, if a person were to join the color guard, a male specifically, would that be considered gay?
So I feel like we must get into the science, right?
First of all, before we do this,
if we assume that there is a correlation between homosexuality and color guard, we must understand which order comes first. One, does joining color guard turn you into a homosexual, or does being a homosexual attract you towards color guard?
Well, I'd like to say first that there's nothing. I'm not insinuating there's anything wrong with
homosexuals.
Yes.
However, there appears to be a correlation that is very popular between the two.
The problem is that there's not much data on the subject. It feels. I think the only male in color guard as of recently is a man named Tyler Angola.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, I mean I've heard of him as an abstract kind of guy. Yeah. He's the only male that I believe is in color guard, and a lot of people seem to think that he is gay.
I think if we wanted to go to this, we have to go to the source.
But the question is,
we have to poll the public.
We need data on before and after joining color guard. Was he gay before or after?
Well, we don't even know if he is right now. It's all speculation, it's all speculation.
There's no conclusive evidence.
Right? However, I was talking with I was interviewing a man named Jason Hanna.
Yes.
He was talking about, I was talking to him about, the color guard homosexuals. And he said that while it is possible for there to be straight people in color guard, right? Apparently he was talking to one of the former. Now that is interesting, however, right?
Male or female? This is important.
It was a female member that was in color guard for the marching band season. However, not in the winter season, right? I wonder if that has a correlation too, because
the
fact that they were in color guard, and then they became straight, and then they didn't show up for the winter season. Did
they become straight, or were they already straight?
That's
the question.
Unknown. I mean,
it could be a captivating thing. Well, where if color guard members do it in the fall during marching band season, that's during like the more for the performing season, when you're doing it not necessarily for fun, but for the performance aspect.
Exactly.
Well, winter guard, they have how many performances?
Like 4.
They have 4, and none of them are during any football games or anything.
Exactly. They're all like private.
They're all
winter guard
private things,
events.
private competitions. Well, so that could be the aspect. It's straight members of color guard enjoy it for the performance aspect,
Exactly.
a public performance. Well, but then they do not enjoy it as much once it becomes more private and more like enjoy, like the people who are doing winter guard enjoy winter guard. That's the reason they do it. There's no performance. There's no major performance aspect.
I believe I'm about to get a piece of evidence to show Mr. H. Politician here, and we see this is the Langley High School winter guard venue from last year. And you can see that the stadium is not very full. You know, there's few members, you know, scattered out in between, but it's not exactly a popular event, right? It's more for the people, you know, that enjoy it, right? And I think that really shows you, right, that it's more in the winter season. It's more for fun than it is for, you know, needed.
Yes. And that could have a correlation with homosexuality. The people who find color guard fun are the people who are homosexual, while those who find it fun for the performance specifically could be heterosexual.
Well, I mean, when you say performance, it's interesting, right? Because if you're talking about performance aspects specifically, right, that I feel like that would be more during the outdoor marching season, right, where you actually interact with the school communities, right, and you go to other schools for competitions, right, compared to the limited performance venues and limited audience spectators of the winter season.
Yes, the winter season is also, I mean, I'm not sure when it's in a fall season, a fall sport. The outside is usually nice. It's usually a nice place to be anywhere.
That's true.
But the winter season, usually they're in like dry, like high school gyms.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming most people don't have fond memories of high school gyms.
Of course.
So they tend to avoid the performances.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it's also the fact that it's, I mean, you know, besides, I mean, even, like, just the marching band, it's more lesser known, you know, it's like, sure, everyone knows about the existence of the marching band. However, the fact, like, if you told people that when marching band ends, color guard still continues, I guarantee most people would not know that.
Yes, it's intrinsically connected with marching band to the point where, just like how if marching band were to continue without the football season, it would feel kind of
like most people would not know that. Like,
yes,
football is connected to marching band, and then guard is connected to marching band. So when football
and marching band stops, you'd expect color guard to stop too, but they continue on.
Exactly.
Which is
well, it just makes it lesser known,
how does
right?
How does this connect to our initial question of does it?
Okay, so the point is, right? I feel like the fact that it continues, right, and less people know that it continues, really highlights the fact that the members that stay for the winter season are doing it because they actually enjoy the event, even though they know that there are limited members in attendance, right?
Yeah. So
and the idea,
they're not doing it for the. They're not doing it for the people.
They're doing it for them.
Fame,
right?
as we could call it.
Exactly. And I think that being able to have I mean, let's step back, right?
Okay.
And we've established these facts, right? Let's say there was a heterosexual man, like purely heterosexual man, that was interested in doing a sport that has a strong relationship with homosexuality,
such as cheerleading,
or color guard.
Yes.
Right? If that individual knew that there was a time where there was less focus on them and an opportunity for them to explore the event with less, you know, scrutiny and less fame, I think it would make sense that they would choose that venue rather than putting it in a very
that is true. Doing winter guard as opposed to normal color guard could show despite the fact that it's obviously for interest in it, it could show that it's less homosexual.
Exactly.
Because of the fact that although they're but it could work the other way. It could be that a person, a male specifically, joining color guard or winter guard specifically, is doing it so that they can enjoy what they like of color guard without having the attention put on them of being, because when someone goes out on there, people's automatic assumption is that they're gay.
Exactly.
Which maybe they don't. Maybe they want to avoid that, so they specifically do it in winter. But also,
it could be the exact opposite. You know, you could have someone that is straight, like heterosexual, and does not want to put themselves out there. Because, like, if you see a heterosexual man doing it, right, the automatic assumption that people have is that they're homosexual, right? And choosing to do it in the lesser known winter season can allow them to still do, you know, what they enjoy without being seen as a homosexual.
Yeah. So either they do it in the winter season because they are, say, closeted, or they do it in the winter season because they are not gay.
Exactly.
They just enjoy color guard, but they don't want people to make the wrong assumptions.
So I believe what we have gathered from this discussion, really,
Yes.
is that there is a higher correlation of homosexuality within the main marching season than there is within the winter season. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. All right. So this has been a debate turned into more of a discussion between me, William H.J. Politishin,
And me, Super Mac Daddy.
and we'll
See you later.
Yeah, we'll see you next time with another discussion.